Welcome to Nerd on Nerd with me, Ellie Kempster.
And me, Liam Underwood. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about One Cut of the Dead. That's later. Before that, It's time for catching up with Ellie and Liam. Catch me up. What have you been up to? It's been like a couple of weeks.
Did I have something for this? When we spoke, did we say that neither of us had anything? Or did I have something?
I've got a couple of things, but I don't know what you've done in the last couple of weeks.
The problem with catching up with is I also don't tend to know what I've done for 2 weeks.
You're the one that did those things. Like, I remember what I've done, which is my contribution to catching up with. Your contribution is remembering what you've done.
The stuff I did. I know.
Yeah. I can start.
You start.
So regular listeners might remember a few episodes ago, I had some strong words for Kat around the topic of lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I think those words apply to Ellie. Don't they?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you want to tell the listeners what happened?
Okay, well, listeners, as has I think we've mentioned it on the we've mentioned on the show that there is a Captain Marvel special that exists. We have recorded it.
We've mentioned it on Twitter at least.
Yeah, we've also said it on the show. I think when Ashley was on, we were like, oh, we're going to do short reviews because the special's coming out on Thursday. Yeah, it didn't. So let me paint you the scene, listeners. It's 8:13 a.m. Yeah. Ellie has not just woken up, but just arisen from bed. I was awake for a little bit before that. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I was, because I think that was one of the days where I slept in and was like, oh shit, I need to get ready.
I got up at 6:30 that day.
Yeah, well, all right. Congratulations.
No, it's just days when I have to go into the office, which is Tuesdays, is awful.
Yeah, I have my early day on Wednesdays and that sucks.
Yeah.
So, 8:13 a.m. I know not very late for some people, but bear in mind I only get about 5 hours sleep on any given night, so I'm always tired in the morning.
Yeah.
Wake up to a message from Liam saying, how did the editing on the Captain Marvel special go?
Yeah, because I think you said to me it's definitely going up this week. Yeah.
We're still in that week.
Yeah.
I still have time.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh shit. I was meant to have spent Monday night doing it.
Yeah.
I've sort of implied I was going to do that. I hadn't.
Yeah. But that's not what you told me, is it?
That's not what I told Liam. What I told Liam was, I'm about halfway through.
Right.
It's such a weird thing to lie about.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Because you wouldn't have been like, oh, fuck's sake, Ellie, get on it. You'd just been like, all right.
Yeah.
Fucking.
And the only reason why I was messaging, it wasn't to be like checking up or anything. It was just because I was in the office that day. It was a case of, if you're going to put it live,
yes,
I can't do the social media until I get home at night.
Yeah. So I instinctively lied at 8:13 in the morning.
Yeah.
And now, listeners, you wouldn't be hearing this story if that was the end of it, obviously, because I'm a good liar. And Liam would never have known. It would have gone up, we'd have lived a happy little life, no one would have known that Ellie lied. What actually happened was I went to edit the Captain Marvel special that night when I got in and noticed that Liam hadn't uploaded his audio. So I had to sheepishly WhatsApp Liam to say, hey mate, remember when I told you that I was halfway through editing? I'm not. Your audio's also not uploaded. Could you please go and upload it? I'm sorry I lied.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't deliberate. I didn't remember that I hadn't uploaded the audio, so it wasn't like I was trapping you, which is a shame. I wish it had been. But
I'm glad you don't do that, because most of the time you're good at uploading your audio, and it would actually just be annoying for the main episodes. I tend to edit on a Sunday.
Yeah.
If I had to then be like, no, Liam, I need the audio.
Yeah, like we have had it before where I've forgotten and you're like, oh, I'm editing this now. Can you please upload it?
Yeah, we've had some real last minute rushes on Sundays.
Yeah, but I typically do try to remember. But this one, I'd completely forgotten. I wasn't like testing you or anything. I was just genuinely being like, if it's ready to go today, I can't social media it till tonight.
Yep.
And then Ellie just lied, you know. So when you host a podcast, there's definitely got to be a good element of trust.
I don't trust you.
Why not?
I don't trust you.
I'm very trustworthy.
You betrayed my trust by telling this story on the podcast. Touche, Liam. Touche.
It had to be told.
Yeah, no. I don't blame you for telling the story. Yeah. I would like to say that unlike Kat's white lie, which was completely justifiable and right, what I have done isn't defensible. And is also completely pointless.
Yeah.
This lie has benefited no one.
No.
At all. Nothing has changed because I lied.
Just gave you some egg on your face.
Yeah, just embarrassed me.
Yeah.
Bit me in the arse. On the arse. Bit me on the arse? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's why lying...
It didn't bite me in the arse.
No, it's why you shouldn't lie, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is almost like The Boy Who Cried Wolf.
Yeah, it's like...
The editor that cried, I've done some of the work.
Yeah. It's what you would call a learning opportunity.
Yes, and I think I will learn from it. So expect a lot more messages in the future, Liam, where I just say, no, I haven't done it.
No. So, obviously, because you didn't do it, what were you busy doing instead with your time?
This is going to sound like an excuse, but genuinely, like, recovering, because I've had the most stressful weeks at work in the run-up to Game of Thrones.
Now we're getting on to catching up with stuff. So, what's been stressful at work? I think we talked about it briefly last time, because you were doing the Game of Thrones graphic last time.
Yeah, I've been working on a Game of Thrones graphic, which has just, like... It's one of those projects where every step of the project, something else, like, will go to testing, and then the guy who's helping me test it will just be like, oh shit, there's this, like, really specific thing that if you do, breaks everything. And then I have to go and fix that, and then it just keeps doing that.
Right, okay.
So it's been fun.
Did you get it done on time, though?
Yeah, it went up for the first episode, and, you know, it's there.
Good.
It does stuff.
Do you get to see, like, how much usage it's getting?
Yeah, it's like alright. It's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I imagine that's the sort of thing that you probably more enjoy working on something like that than, like, I don't know, like the school leagues table, which is another big project that you do every year.
Yeah. I mean, someone else is doing that now. That's
that's good.
Anymore. Yeah, that's so good. But yeah, I like that kind of stuff. And it's also, the problem with it is, it's one of those things that when you start it, you're like, oh, sweet, Game of Thrones graphic. I like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm going to have fun. And then it sort of drags on, and you're like, I like it less now. I like it less. And I wonder if it's going to kill Game of Thrones for me. And then, like, the other problem that's happened is because this thing, the way it works is, like, every episode, this graphic updates. It's like a choose your own, not choose your own. You, like, vote on how you think each episode's going to go.
Okay. Like, who will live and who will die, or...
It's more like, so it'll be like, oh, this is not a spoiler because it's an example from like, the prediction for episode 1.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, the Army of the Dead are coming. How is the North, or where do you think the White Walkers have got to?
Right,
it's like,
yeah.
I think they're probably at the Winterfell, or I think they're past Winterfell, or they're still on their way to Winterfell.
Cool.
And it's just like that.
Yeah.
But episode 2 came out, and because the journos all stay up to watch it, or the ones that are reviewing it do, they've got the answers ready that morning, which I'm not seeing the episode till that evening.
Yeah.
So then when it inevitably broke, when we released the episode 2 one, I was like, fuck, I'm going to fix this, but I will not be looking at any of the questions, so someone else will have to tell me if anything breaks on that, because I won't look at them.
That must make it a bit harder.
It does, but also, like, I'm not going to let my job ruin Game of Thrones.
No, exactly.
Priorities are wrong there, but...
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that.
Cool.
Have you done anything, like, fun?
No. Monday. Oh, my Monday night, mate. Whew, lovely. I had a lovely time.
Oh, you watched Game of Thrones?
Actually, that might have been the reason I didn't do any editing, because I had, like, a 2-hour gap. I got in.
Yeah.
I had, like, a 2-hour gap before we were going to watch Game of Thrones, because we had it recorded, or maybe even longer than that. But, like, people came around to watch the football with my dad, and I was in my room, and I was like, I could start editing now, but I'm not going to have enough time. I'm only going to get a bit of the way in and probably have loaded the fucking files.
Yeah.
And done the truncate silence.
Yeah.
So I'll just do it all tomorrow. It will be fine. And then,
it went well.
It wasn't.
I mean, I've not got a lot to do because, like, all my spare time lately has been... So, let me take you back a bit. Before I went to Canada last year...
Yes.
I worked really hard on getting the YouTube channel, like, ahead. So,
yep.
I was away to Canada for, like, 2 weeks, and I got, like, a 3-week head start on the YouTube channel, because if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, and honestly, why not? It's all of our old content. You'll go and love it.
Yeah, wow, fun.
It's essentially, apart from Saturdays and Sundays, we have content that goes up every day, Monday to Friday. And when I got back from Canada, since then, up until like a week ago, I've always been like uploading the next week's episode on like a Sunday night, for example. So I've been like really just not getting ahead of it at all.
Yeah.
And then we're getting there now. We're about 15 episodes away from finally catching up. And I'm, for the first time, about 3 weeks ahead on the YouTube channel.
So yeah. So you've got the content is up, ready to go, but not released yet. Sort of
It's scheduled. So it gets released. It's all been scheduled and released ready. So for the next 3 weeks, content is there, good to go. But it's honestly taken me a year and a half to get to that stage where I'm not just constantly like scrambling last minute to get normally I'll get Monday and Tuesdays done earlier in the week, but I'll be struggling on like Sunday night to get the rest of the week up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
so yeah, now you're ahead.
Now I'm ahead. The goal is to just keep going with that. But it honestly has just taken up like all of my free time. Basically, has just been doing this. Movie watching has just been paused for a bit. So when you ask me later on what my number is, it's not going to have gone down a lot.
Not my fault.
No, everything has basically gone on pause just while I've been like... I think because I can see that the finish line is in sight, it's like spurred me on.
Cool. Oh, I'm glad insofar as once the YouTubers caught up, I'm going to be like, cool, now we're doing what we should have been doing the entire time. So, yay.
That's good. And I can also then start some of our side projects that we have going.
Yeah.
Have we spoken about those yet?
Maybe.
Let's keep it. If you're in the know, well done you. If you don't know what we're talking about, you'll find out on YouTube later this year.
Yeah, fun, exciting.
Yeah, exciting times. Got a haircut.
Oh, yeah. Listeners, I'm sure Liam mentioned it on the show. I can't remember that he was going to get this. Actually, maybe he didn't. Yeah.
No.
Liam got me all excited about this haircut he was getting, and he's just gone and just fucked it right up.
So here's what happened. I saw a hairstyle that Zac Efron liked. Well, not liked, that had.
Honestly, that would be way worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's already bad enough, the story.
No.
It's not good.
No,
it doesn't paint you in a good light.
It's fine.
But that would have been... Zac Efron was on Instagram and liked this picture of a haircut. No. So I went and got it.
I saw this hairstyle that Zac Efron had, and I was like, I think I could pull that off. And then I spoke to everyone, and everyone went, no, I don't think you can pull it off. And then the next step is I watched some Queer Eye, and I went, you know what? I've never gone to a proper place and just been Jonathaned, where I've sat down with someone and gone, look at the shape of my massive head, help me figure out what hairstyle will actually help. So I booked an appointment with someone and went and sat down, showed them a picture of Zac Efron, obviously. It was like, I'm thinking like this, and they looked at my hair and looked at me, she was like, yeah, I think your head could pull that off. I was like, brilliant.
I think your head could pull that off.
Basically. They brought out some different colours. And they're like, so this is the
you've
colour...
not actually mentioned that you were going to dye your hair as well.
Oh yeah. I haven't dyed the whole thing. I've just
you didn't. All you've said so far is you were getting a haircut, and then suddenly you dropped colours into it.
Yeah. Well, I'm building up
this
to
is
it.
the bit I was excited about.
Yeah, it brought out some colours, and it was like, I think this one would go really well with you because it's sort of it sort of matches your hair. But it looks like you've been out in the sun a bit, and it's sort of lightened your hair. And I was like, oh yeah, that's sort of what I want to go for. And
bullshit.
I think it's come out all right.
Yeah, that's exactly why you fucked it up.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, you wanted it to be bright blonde highlights.
You had sent a picture where it was almost frosted tips. Is what the picture Liam sent.
Yeah,
saying I'm thinking of getting my hair like this, and I was like, Liam, don't do it because that's stupid. But also, please do it.
The thing is,
and then he sent me a picture, and it just looks like his hair's a bit brighter than usual, on the tips maybe.
So I'm thinking.
Also, the haircut looks. No offense, it looks good. Even I was going to say fine, but it looks good. But it also looks a lot like your normal haircut.
Yeah.
So it's just so you've done all this story is Liam got a regular haircut and had a little bit of colour added.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Normally when I get my haircut, I'll just walk into somewhere, sit down and wait. Someone will cut it. The last time I went and had it cut. The very first time I had it cut after we moved, it was an awful experience. It was just this horrible woman that spent the entire time just shouting across the shop at someone else that was working there about how her boyfriend was showing up and leaving her flowers, but she didn't want them, and all this sort of stuff that I just didn't care about. And normally, when you factor in waiting time as well, I'm in and out in about half an hour.
Yeah.
This time, 2 hours.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I've never had a haircut that's lasted that long before.
I have. You've now experienced what it's like to get a proper haircut, Liam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause I've never had. This is why it's a story for me. Because I've never had a proper haircut before, where I've actually gone to somewhere that has sat down and talked me through what they're doing and put some consideration into it.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
I agree.
Instead of clippering the back and sides, they scissor cutted it because they were your hair sort of grows outwards, and clippering it will just make that happen. Whereas if you scissor cut it, it's less likely to grow outwards, apparently.
We'll see.
But yeah, so I'm thinking, I like it. I think I could maybe get away with going a little bit lighter, but I don't know if I'm that bold yet.
Listeners, it's so difficult because he puts me in these positions, and I want to take it. I want to tell him to get it done lighter and just keep going till it's blonde.
Exactly.
What am I meant to do, listeners?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just keep going. Just keep going lighter and lighter. I mean, to be fair, I'm saying this. I'm doing the exact same thing with my hairdresser, where when I first got it coloured, it was like reddish. Like she's added a bit of red because I was like, oh, I quite like that. And she was like, oh yeah, cool. Did it. Not very much, just a little bit redder. So then the last time I got it dyed, I went, yeah, I just feel like maybe even a bit redder. And she was like, okay, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
And I'm getting I think my next like hair dye is next week, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to go, I think even redder.
Yeah.
And then I'm just hoping one day she'll just go, do you want it like really red? And I'll be like, yeah, I do.
Just how red like is fire. Too red?
Is that me saying that to her?
Yeah.
Is there a limit to how red we can go?
Yeah. Because someone that I sort of went to uni with has like really bright red hair at the moment, and it super suits her.
I don't want it bright red. I don't want like neon red. I just want like a dark red.
This is the weird bit, right? Because the thing that put me most off of getting colour is I typically don't really care what other people think of me. Like, if I'm out in the street, I don't care. But the thing that put me off, and I don't know why, is the thought of going into the office and having to deal with people making comments about it and stuff. And normally I don't care what people think, but for some reason it's just... And I was saying this to Kat, and she explained why perfectly. It's like, you would find that situation awkward because the attention would be on you.
Yeah.
And you just don't want the attention, which is why it's putting you off. And so I think that's why I like what I've gone for at the moment, because in all honesty, you can't really see that there's colour in it unless I'm in the sun.
It looks a little bit lighter. It's exactly like you said. Like, it looked like the guy said to you. It looks like you've been in the sun for a while and your hair's starting to get that little like...
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I can gradually go a little bit lighter.
Fuck me, listeners. Are you interested in this conversation where me and Liam talk about how we're getting our hair dyed?
Next topic.
No, I'm not insulting you. I was doing it too. I just suddenly had the realisation. I was like, we've just been talking about how we want our hair dyed for
it's
like
fine.
10 minutes.
Next topic, right, is another exciting topic. On the weekend, refitted our toilet seat.
Oh, God. Oh, the listeners, you're in for a fun one.
So, you might remember, the toilet seat in the cat's bathroom had like a little child seat on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which was just awful and annoying. And then what happened is it basically got loose, and when Kat sat on it, it would start sliding.
Yeah.
So, went out, Wilkinson's, bought a new one, came back, and I learned how to fit a toilet seat onto a toilet.
Did you do it properly?
Yeah.
Is it still on there?
Yeah. Honestly, so every night before we go to bed, me and Kat say like what was good about the day to try and, focus on positive things.
I hate you so much.
What? We had to list 3 things that was good about the day.
Who came up with this idea?
I did, because Kat was like being really like moany at one point or something, and I don't know, I thought it would help her focus on positives.
Fair enough.
And then
you did it for a natural, nice reason.
Yeah, but then at another time, her counsellor recommended her doing it, and she was like, "Oh, actually, I already do that," and I felt really chuffed because I was like, I suggested that.
Very good, Liam.
Yeah,
you're basically a counsellor.
Feels that way sometimes with Kat. Anyway, it's all right. Just don't listen.
Jeez.
So yeah. I fixed toilet seat, and honestly, I did that on Sunday, and even yesterday, which was like Tuesday, earlier today, I said to her, I'm still really proud of us for figuring it out. Because we have a bit of a reputation, right? Kat's mum at one point made a comment about how we're not very practical people when it comes to like DIY things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, stick this in your pipe and smoke it.
I fitted a toilet seat.
I've never done it before.
Amongst men.
I've never done it before, and normally when it comes to DIY things, they go horrendously wrong. And this went really well.
Yeah.
So
I'm proud of you.
I've been up to.
Yeah, God. We've had fun weeks, listeners.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.